I want to say all the right things and say that, you know, my kids were my inspiration and that's why I got better. But honestly, it's just yourself. I'm still working on it, you know, if that's the full truth. I think a lot of people lie to themselves. You know, I really don't like even saying cancer survivor. You know, I don't want to say that. Maybe I'm being too negative, but I don't want to like identify with the cancer. But I've met a lot of people that made cancer their identity, which I don't want to do. And that's just me. If that's how you need to get through it, that's your thing. You know, I think my motivation was just like trying not to fucking fall into a deeper hole, right?
All right, everybody, welcome back to Quiet Riot Show. Actually super pumped today because we're getting back to guests. Like, we had lots of episodes where it was just you and me. And not that they're bad episodes, but...
Nah, it's better when we switch it up, add someone
like
in,
we're getting a different perspective, a different story, except just me bitching about my parents being here and you complaining about your wife being sick.
I don't complain about her being sick. Yeah, okay, that I complain about.
But yeah, no, it's just, we changed it up a little bit, so that's kind of nice, and I'm hoping that we're going to have more guests. I think we have some good guests lined up for season 2.
Oh, right. You decided it's season 2.
Is it season 2?
It's
season 2. Yeah, you're the
episodes?
first guest of season 2. Yeah.
How many episodes?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, you're the first season 2 guest.
55 in the first season, which was over 2 years.
Started
or so.
off with a bang.
We just reached 10,000 downloads.
I saw
Really?
that.
So that's pretty fucking exciting.
I saw you
you
post
guys,
about that. That's exciting.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's encouraging. Like,
yeah, like, you know, I actually talked to my mom about it today, and then she's like, so what is this you guys do? And like, you know, I was like, yeah, like we, you know, record. We just basically talk about our shitty life, you know, and like what goes through our lives and how we feel about it. And I was like, yeah, we just had like 10,000 downloads. And she's like, you mean to tell me that there's 10,000 people that listen to? I'm like, well, not 10,000 people, but altogether, whatever that amount is, altogether, they listen to 10,000 times, I guess. So it's just...
That's a milestone.
It is, yeah. I'm excited, and I'm very thankful. So thanks to all the listeners and viewers that, you know, took their time out of their life and listen to our show. So
yeah, it's great. Thank you.
It's awesome, yeah. So I think we should do a check-in.
Yep.
As we usually do, and then we go from there.
Sure. I'll introduce him when we do the check-in.
Yep. Why don't you talk about the check-in, what the check-in is?
Sure, we do a check-in.
In case
a
our
number
guest
system
doesn't
thing.
listen to it.
It's a what?
It's a number system.
Okay.
So I do this with my wife because I don't talk a lot. Surprised, like when I'm on the mics I do, and when I work, but when I'm not working or on the mics, I don't fucking talk.
Yeah.
And she has a hard time getting a gauge on where I'm at, and so we came up with a number system, just like for a quick, here's where I'm at, and then that may lead to like, do you need to talk about that, or do you not want to talk about it right now? Like, oh, I'm a 2 and I don't want to talk about it. Okay, no problem. But at least it's a very quick exchange that helps you establish right away where you're at.
Yeah, smart.
So we do it on the show, and we kind of pick whatever timeline we want. It might be the last week, it might be today, it might be whatever, but we start every show with a check-in and just like to get where everybody's at, and then it might lead into more conversation. But it's been a really effective tool in my marriage and like even my friendships. Like,
it's been
with
really
you,
good.
like, hey, what number are you today? Like,
just randomly, random text, right? Like, hey, what number are you today? And like, well, actually, I'm pretty fucking sad today.
Yeah, like, I'm a fucking 3.
Shit,
Can I tell you about it? Like,
it's like you knew that you have to ask, right?
That's a good way to do it.
It is, and it's and again, like in our chat, like it's not about like me wanting to take your time to listen to me and, you know, be there for me, but it just feels nice to be heard.
Yeah.
How you feel and not talk about it necessarily.
Oh, for sure.
You know?
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I want to tell you I'm a 3, and then I don't want to talk about why I'm a 3.
Yeah.
Maybe later, but not right now.
Or just say, I'm a 3 because of this, and then you reply, shit, I'm sorry, buddy. You know, and that's it. Like,
and like, that's great.
That's perfect. Like, I think that's more like men's mentality, because
It would be more so.
I think women want to try to fix things right away.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, we understand, like, hey, you're not ready for the fix yet. So,
well,
okay,
and
I'll just let you.
I tend to think if you just wait a little bit, things tend to fix themselves.
Yep, they do.
Just ignore it and push it back.
Yeah, if you
far
just
enough.
push it down long enough, it either goes away or it fixes itself.
Yeah.
We do talk about that.
That's good advice.
I've been pushing down a lot lately. So
see why you guys have so many views. That's great advice.
So
you go ahead. Go.
Okay.
What number are you?
So from our chat last week, you guys kind of threw it out there, and I said I'm a 3.
Yeah, you were in rough shape last week.
It's been really, really tough because I'm getting bombarded from all kinds of sides with opinions. And I don't mind that if I get an opinion one time, but when I get like
6 of
same
them
opinion
all at once.
5 times from this side, and then another opinion 7 times from there, and then from there and from back, it's like, fuck, I just want to be me. You know?
For context, your parents are here from Slovakia. Yeah, and they've been staying with you.
Met your mom in the driveway.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
she was very confused. Who I was.
Yeah. But yeah, so they're living with us now. We have 1 more week. And again, like, I love them to death. They've been a great help. They've been here now for 5 weeks. And again, like, it's nice that we come home and they're like, everything, like, the dishes are done, laundry's done, everything's clean. Food is cooked. I can come home and I don't have to do anything.
Comes at a cost, though.
But it comes at a cost, which, you know, and this is a European thing. It's like, I think parents expect the kids to take care of the parents when they get old. And we've mentioned it at our show, and I can tell you a little more about it off the mics, but like, there's the shit still happening with my parents' things. So like, that's a constant drag on them, and it's like really upsetting. But so last week was a little rough on me, but this past weekend was one of the best weekends I've had in a very long time when it comes to family. And when it comes to my parents, and like, not my wife and kids, but like my brother, my mom and dad. And I had a Friday night. We went out to the lake, brought the camper home on Saturday. So we had one last night at our seasonal because we're done camping. And so we had to bring the camper home, and it was just me, my dad, and my son. And this might be a little long check-in, but like, I wanted to talk about this. My dad used to be an alcoholic. Like, he couldn't control himself.
Yeah.
I didn't know how bad it was until Friday night.
Oh, really?
Like, we had few drinks.
Sorry, I'm laughing, but you had a grin on your face when you said that.
No, but like, we had few drinks, you know, and Jacob was just like kind of chilling, watching movies, and like, me and my dad played some cards. You know, I guess he got maybe a little more liquid courage, and then the older he is, the more sensitive he is, and then he opened up about his past.
Oh, okay.
And so, like, he told me that, like, he used to, like, when he started drinking, he would drink for, like, 3-4 days and he would not come home.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
And so he was telling me stories, like, why, and, like, he kind of, like, teared up a little bit that he's like, I wish I could get those 4 or 5 years back, you know? But I was like, Dad, it's fine. Like, you're here now. Like, he went to rehab. He quit drinking for 16 years. And like, now he has drinks, but he can manage it. No problem. And like,
good for him. I don't think a lot of people can do that.
No, I don't think so. So it's good for him. I think part of it is my mom kind of pushed him to have drinks. Yeah. Cause they got a cottage with like a vineyard and everything. He's like, well, try our wine and blah, blah, blah. Just have a little bit. And next thing you know, he's back drinking, but not to that.
Not problematic. Yeah. So,
but yeah, it was just a really nice time that we played cards, we chatted, he opened up, you know, and it was a really nice time. So that brought me up to like a good 5 and 6 in these low number days. Yeah. So it's been really good. And yeah, just kind of pushing through the
one more
fact
week, buddy.
That my parents are here, and again, like, I love them, but like, I'm used to living on my own.
Well, that's a long time with any, like, if I had a friend come and stay with me for 6 weeks, like, after a couple of weeks, I'd be like, maybe you should stay somewhere else.
You come out of the shitter, they're there.
Yeah.
You take a shower, they're there. You wake up, they're there.
Yeah.
So why are they here? What's the?
Well, they live in Europe, and so like it's for them it costs so much to fly here.
Okay.
So to come for 2 weeks is just not reasonable.
Yeah,
and like
sense.
obviously they want to help us. They're getting older, so before my dad would help me, like when I renovated the bathroom, like me and him rented a jackhammer and just like did the work, did the hard labor. Like he used to do manual labor, so he knows how to do the shit. So he would always help. And now he's older, he's got some health problems, but like still, like showed up one day and he was chopping wood up, with an axe. I'm like, son of a bitch, I wanted to rent a machine, but now I got to do it too. But yeah, so like, they just want to help as much as we can because my brother lives there, but I don't. And so when they come here, they want to be here for as long as tolerable and spend some time with the grandkids and help us out as much as
and
we
you
can.
only, you kind of only see them once a year, if that.
Yeah, like we go there 1 year, they come here 1 year. So that's why we try to do the longer.
Yeah, like I think about, and your in-laws live here, but we won't get into that today.
No, we don't have to.
But
they're great. But yeah, like.
But what I mean is like my parents and Rachel's parents play such an important role in our lives, and like with Autumn, like in raising our child, and like I can't imagine how they would feel like they're missing out.
Oh, for sure.
By not being around, and like
thank God for technology for my parents because they get to see them. We can Zoom FaceTime and all that.
But we would feel like we're missing out too. Like I have friends that have their family doesn't live here and they're raising kids, and like that I can't imagine. Like that
luckily
would be
we had
so
my in-laws
hard.
And my kids since they were 2 or 3 months old. They went there for the weekend. So we were young parents. I was 23, 24 when I had first my daughter. And like,
Jeez.
And then it was great because it didn't feel
42.
like it was so, it wasn't as hard because my in-laws took them for the weekend. Yeah. So we actually could go and hang out with our friends, go to a social bar, concert, whatever. Because we had the free babysitter, right?
People who don't have that support structure, like it, I
don't know how people do it.
I don't know how. That's the best way to put it. Like I don't know how they do it.
I think I've talked about this on the show, but like I was raised by my grandparents in the summer because my parents had to go to work, so they didn't pay for a babysitter. Grandma, grandpa, there you go. Here's the kids for the day. You know? So
it's just how it was.
Yeah, but so like I'm a good solid 5. Like
that's
5
good.
plus. Yeah. Considering
the past little while, I'd call that a
good.
win.
It's coming to an end, but it's finishing on like a higher
that's good
number. So
good.
What about you?
Probably like a 6.5, 7.
Okay.
No, I'm okay.
Yeah.
My normal number is a 7, just to give you some context, Steve. I was away all last week.
Yeah.
My wife with her health stuff has had like a really tough month. It's been a really tough long time, but like she had a pretty bad month. It comes in waves and like you can't predict it, whatever.
It just happens.
Whatever. But I feel okay. Like I was away last week. I felt really accomplished with my work that I did last week while I was away, which always makes me feel like I get so much purpose in life out of my work.
Yep.
And so that feels good. So I'd say I'm a 6.5. I played golf today for the.
I know, you showed up in your golf.
Only the 6th time this year, which is.
Is that weird that I know what your golf pants look like?
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't wear pants like that anywhere else.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
ever.
Like you showed up. You look kind of weird. I'm like, did you golf? Yep. Okay, makes sense.
So it was a beautiful day outside.
It was a beautiful day. Yeah,
I had good company. It was for work. We took a customer out golfing, and like that was super fun. Mm-hmm. I haven't been able to golf much this year, which has been one of those bummers I'm pushing down because I don't want to be too upset about it. But it was just a good day. Yeah. So I had a good day. I feel pretty reasonable.
Good.
Yeah. And now I'm home for 5 more days, and then I'm back on the road again. Getting used to it though. It's like I am getting used to it a bit, and my family's getting used to it.
Week on, week off.
But like volleyball season just started, so like
that's the crazy
that's an
part,
added complicator to the whole thing. But
well, you know where to reach us if you need help.
Yeah, volleyball is like 4 or 5 days a week when it's on. So
it's crazy.
But my parents are super helpful, and Rachel's parents are super helpful. So to have all that support, like and maybe Steve, you can comment too, because you have that too. And like, man, I really can't say enough. How the fuck do people do it without?
Yeah, for sure.
I just can't. And I have one kid.
Yeah.
You have two. You have multiples. Like,
3, yeah.
Yeah. Like,
yeah. Well, 3 halftime. 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. But still,
yeah.
Crazy, yeah.
Okay, Steve.
What would be my number today?
This is Steve, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah,
this is
nice
I didn't actually.
Yeah, why don't you
I said I was going to introduce him.
Why don't you
Rewind
this
it a
is
little bit?
Steve McDonnell. Steve is a longtime friend of mine. He was one of my first friends in junior high.
Okay.
Yep.
Like new friends.
Wow, so yeah, you guys go way back.
So since we were like 12, 13.
One of my oldest friends.
Yeah. And I've known him forever. He's an extremely kind and loving and talented guy. And so he's here to share some of his story with us. And he's got an interesting story. And anyways, we're going to do his check-in.
Yeah.
So welcome here, Steve.
Do you remember how we met the first time?
No. Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Really?
Because we both had baby blue Duff skate shoes on.
Oh, fuck. Really? Was that it?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay,
Shout out Duffs.
We did
I don't
have
think they're
Duffs.
around anymore. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Best skate shoe.
I remember those now. I forgot I had those.
Yeah. I remember.
Did we just become best friends?
He's a better friend than I am, I guess.
We were like, blue Duffs. And then we were
He
best
was my
friends.
first new friend in junior high.
Okay.
Are we allowed to talk about like drugs and stuff
You know, anything you
on
want.
this podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim's I did drugs for the first time with Tim.
Nice.
Right around the corner from the house I just bought.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, Buns Creek, yeah.
That's funny.
Smoked pot in that. And I think he might be the first one I drank with or the second one I drank with, maybe.
I remember the first time. I remember a couple of 2 times getting drunk with you when we were really young.
Oh, yeah.
You're
Too
such
young.
There was the rooftop incident.
What was that?
Were you at Willie's?
Oh, yeah. We drank Everclear.
That was one of the earlier ones.
Willie Joe Flett.
And then there was the
I saw him
time
recently.
at Nick's place when his
OEs,
parents
yeah.
were out.
With OEs.
And we
yeah.
drank OEs, and it was awful.
My brother bought them.
And everybody got really drunk and pretty sick.
You're such a
pretty sick.
great influential friend.
The first time I remember, you drank Long Island iced tea.
Oh,
mix.
yeah.
I drank a Blue Typhoon.
Yep. I remember that.
I don't remember what happened after that.
I don't either.
I don't remember.
Fuck.
The first time I smoked pot, though, interestingly, I don't smoke pot now. I got an ear infection, and I had to go home from your house. We were having a sleepover.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I got
It's
an ear
not
infection.
because of the pot.
No, but listen to this. I got an ear infection. I had to call my parents high
Yeah.
and
Oh,
go home.
that's
For the
scary.
first time, I was like, my ear hurts. And then
Start laughing.
I was never like a huge pothead. I smoked like a little bit here and there when people had pot around me, but I quit for a long time. And then the first time I smoked pot again after I quit, I got an ear infection again.
Weird.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it has
Okay.
something to do with it.
Not
for
meant
sure.
to be.
We should try it. If
Just not a good
third,
pothead.
third time's the charm.
I've never actually bought pot on my own, so
Yeah.
yeah. For a check-in number, I'd say I'm probably like a solid 6, maybe.
Nice. Okay.
Like I'm kind of tired.
Yeah.
Truth be told, my daughter has a cold, and she hasn't been sleeping super well.
That's always fun. How old?
So it's like she's 3. She turns
Okay.
3 in a
Oh,
couple
yeah.
days. Actually, shout out August.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah, it can
Yeah.
wear you down for sure. And we just bought a new house near your parents.
Yeah. You're like right in between me and my
Maybe bleep
parents.
that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've just been doing a ton of work. And
Yeah.
like pretty much every day I have off, I'm either prepping for work or doing something in the house. We had a housewarming that you didn't come
I
to.
missed it.
Thanks,
I
Tim.
apologize.
Thanks. Calling you out on there.
That's fine.
And I just feel like I've been running the
Yeah.
tank empty.
Oh, I
and,
remember like doing renos while you're still at work because like you work all day, then you come home and then you work all evening.
Yeah.
So I always like try to plan my vacations for like, okay, we're doing some rentals or some work around the house. Like I need to at least 1 or 2 days where I can just like wake up and like start doing the work around the house because I don't. It's so exhausting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really tiring.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just not used to like.
And it's
I don't know.
like,
People crawl around all day on
Yeah.
the floor. It's like
Yeah.
back
Right.
hurts.
I don't.
And there's something rewarding about like doing your own renos, because once that's done,
I've never felt that feeling.
Well, because you never actually done renos.
I feel it, yeah.
When you pay somebody to do it,
I've done stuff, and I never feel good after doing it.
Can you swing a hammer? You know how to swing a hammer?
Oh yeah, I can swing a hammer.
I doubt it. I'm willing to put $100 on there that you would not know what to do with a hammer.
I'll out-reno you.
But no,
but I don't feel any reward from it. I never felt that feeling people get, that like sense of accomplishment.
And like I get that.
When I used to smoke,
I like that kind of work.
Okay. When I used to smoke, that was the best thing, especially when we did landscaping. We finished it. It's like I sat down on just a bucket and just like hacked the dart. I'm like, fuck yeah, this looks good. You know, and there was that feeling of accomplishment.
I get that feeling when I hang up the phone after calling someone to come
I mean, sure, yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, that's good.
Oh, man. When we built that tattoo shop, that was like the first couple times I've felt that feeling. Like, me and my dad built it together.
You guys, like, you and your dad built that place.
Yeah, I mean, we hired out a lot of the stuff.
You have to for some things.
And Red Bull on myself.
That's fine.
We hired out a lot of the stuff we couldn't do, but yeah, me and my dad were in there like fucking.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and you
crazy.
You grew up like your dad's a creative. He's like he can take shit apart, build shit. Like he's always been able to do that. I didn't grow up in that.
Dangerously smart.
Yeah, I didn't grow up in that kind of home. Like we didn't build shit.
You guys,
we build business,
and then
but we didn't build stuff. We didn't take items and make something.
Like there's nothing wrong with. Like,
I just never grew up with that, and frankly, my dad didn't grow up with that either.
Yeah,
and so like it just wasn't a part of our.
It's a different build. Like you said, you build a business, right? And then like when you're working in businesses, like you hire people to get things done, right? And like that's okay. Like there's still that sense of accomplishment in your world.
Yeah,
like,
not as much.
Not as yeah.
I'm not afraid.
Quite as manly.
When you
it's not
do something. When you accomplish a job and you didn't break sweat, it doesn't really count.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you can tell me that all day long while you're breaking a sweat.
Yeah.
No. What like I say this to people, and like it is a bit of a divide, but like my dad taught me how to run a business and how to build a business and make money so that you can pay people who are good at those things. And like, we just never got great at those things. So it just wasn't part of my life.
No, for sure. And then there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. We'll still make fun of you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Speaking of my dad and projects, my dad has been building a CNC machine.
Wow.
He's
for
making
10
one?
years.
Wow.
He started it 10 years ago. Granted, he doesn't work on it like very often.
It's not every day. Yeah.
But he literally just finished it.
Wow.
A couple of weeks ago.
And
got the first couple things. Yeah, it works great. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
the only thing is it's so old now that the computer
shit.
is too old and he has to upgrade the computer apparently. But yeah, he makes stuff for his business and my brother's business.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's
crazy.
awesome. I mean, that's
super smart.
Yeah, you got to know how to do
dangerously smart.
Your family is pretty dangerously smart.
Well, I don't know if we're all smart.
No, but I think you've all been gifted with a similar set of skills, and like your dad can build anything. Yeah. Your brother builds guitars for a living. Mm-hmm. You're an artist, a creative. You can you understand mechanics, you understand things. And so like you guys you've always in my life been that family where everyone kind of
hands-on
has that same level of like creative understanding of mechanics, maybe is a good way to put that.
You know, I do get that a lot, like when I talk to clients and I'm like, oh, my brother does this, he's a musician and blah, blah, blah. And people are like, oh, your family's so artistic, blah, blah, blah. But honestly, I think it was less we're not all artistic, but I think my parents are very encouraging. And I think that's a huge distinction. Like, I think my mom's super creative. She won't say she is, but she takes beautiful photography. She just doesn't tell anybody. So we have thousands of photos that she's taken over the years. And my dad obviously is creative, but I think it was more like my parents never shit on our ideas. Yeah. You know, they were a little bit hesitant when I got into tattooing, obviously, because they just didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
But they've never been parents to like say, no, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah, you should go do.
You have an idea, like I'd tell my dad, like, I want to make longboards. Do you remember? Were you around when I was making longboards? We fucking made longboards from scratch. Now, I'm not just talking about like cutting out a board.
Yeah.
Like laminating.
He built
like,
a system to laminate maple veneer together.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
With a concave.
Wow. Yeah.
They don't fuck around.
With a concave. It had a real concave.
Wow.
It was a real skateboard. It was crazy. So he's just like, and he like, in my brother's business, my brother builds guitars. He built us guitars when we were younger in his wood shop that's in our backyard.
Wow.
So like we had that, example.
Yeah.
Inspiration, right?
So we
to,
knew
like,
that like, if you wanted something and you wanted to make it, that was possible. I don't think a lot of people have that experience as a kid.
Yeah, you
That's
just
a
have
good way
to
to
work.
phrase it.
You can make it.
Yeah, you
If
want
that
something,
person can
work
make
at
it, you
yeah.
can make it. Like I've made so many things with my dad over the years that
That's cool.
Yeah.
it's an interesting thing.
That's a good way to put it. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So you mentioned it a little bit that we have a talented guy here, and then you're a tattoo artist here in Winnipeg. And I've heard about your shop before I even met you.
Oh, cool.
It's a very well-known shop in Winnipeg, and I've seen your work, and you're obviously a very talented guy. And
Thanks.
Maybe we can lean into that a little
right,
when we
yeah.
start the conversation with you, Steve. But like,
Sure.
not that we haven't started it, but when we get into the thick of it, but talking about sort of where that started, because like I have memories of you being an artist and like always. I think we were in junior high already when you had talked to me about tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you had brought
That's
up
possible.
tattoos, and
Yeah.
so like,
wait, did it start by you drawing dicks everywhere, over and over?
Have you heard something?
Steve used to draw some sweet dicks.
Did you hear something about this, or are you just making a joke?
He's just making a joke.
I just
but-
happened to see the Superbad clip where he's
Nice.
like always drawing dicks.
Well, I mean, so two funny stories. I did draw dicks in yearbooks
Oh,
in
that's funny.
high school. I don't know if yours has a wiener in it,
It probably does.
but I drew one in one book, and somebody else was like, "I want a penis in mine." So I drew probably a dozen penises in
That's so
yearbooks.
funny.
Veiny ones too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Jill McLeod had a 2-pager.
That makes sense.
Just
Yeah.
a big boner
Yeah.
across 2 pages. But then a second story.
Such a bad thing to do too, eh?
Oh, yeah. I don't know why I like drawing them so much, but I don't have to draw them that often. But I had a whiteboard in my tattoo space at the lash shop that I was at. And this guy drew a penis on it as a joke. Like, it was just a whiteboard I'd write myself, like, oh, I need more gloves or something.
Yeah.
And this guy, Chili, shout out Chili, he's in jail. Shout out. Good guy, though. He drew a big penis with a top hat on it and thought it was the funniest thing in the world. And I thought it was funny because I like crude penis jokes.
Yeah,
right?
they're great.
I thought it was great. I draw dicks on stuff. And, but then other people saw it and started drawing dicks. So I'd come back to work. You don't know about the penis board?
No.
So there'd be more penises on it when I come back to work. And I'd be like, oh, there's another one. That's awesome. And then it turned into a thing. And like, I'd have clients, like I was tattooing a girl one day and her boyfriend sat with her all day. Didn't say a lick of anything to me all day. Just ignored me all day. And then randomly is like, hey dude. And I was like, what's up, guy? He's like, can I draw a dick on your dick board? I was like, fuck yeah, man. Draw a dick. It's one of my favorite dicks on there.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Like
so
the guy
funny.
doesn't say a thing to you.
All day.
All
Yeah. He's like, I want to draw a dick on your dick board. I was like, yeah, man, go for
He
it.
spent all day trying to build up the courage. To
Yeah,
ask
he
you
probably
that.
did, actually.
what it
That's
was
probably
like,
what it
"Man,
was.
this is awesome.
Yeah,
I want
really-
to
Imagine if I could draw a dick on that board.
Yeah. But
That's funny.
it's only about this big and it's filled with dicks.
Do you still have it?
I do, yeah. It's in my tattoo space. The funny thing is, so I moved shops 4 or 5 years ago when we built our own shop, and I had it in the back room. I was like, well, I don't put the dick board out. The dry erase stuff is so caked on there,
Can't
you
get
can't
it off
erase it off
anymore,
anymore, which is kind of funny. But I tattooed Chili, and he's like, where's the dick board? I was like, well, it's in the back. I don't know. It's just back there. He's like, I'm not getting tattooed unless it's out here. I was like,
That's
all right, man.
hilarious, yeah.
He's a good client. So I was like, all right, I guess we had to take the dick
Yeah.
board out. So now it's just like, it's just a funny.
So now it's out
conversation
again?
starter. Yeah, it's like not like up in the front or anything, but it's
Is it
like,
being added to still, or is it full?
No, you can't. There's no room.
Have you thought about a second one?
Well, I thought about doing a vagina board, like...
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Equal rights or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know how to draw a vagina. I've never seen one.
I'm sure
it's time to start. It's time to start.
I think you've seen at least one.
Yeah, just look at his face.
It's a hole in the sheet. Yeah.
You've seen one for sure.
At least one. I've seen a bunch.
I've seen so many vaginas.
Maybe 4.
Okay, wait. Speaking of private parts, like, have you tattooed like something crazy, or like, did you get like?
Have you tattooed a dick?
Like,
No, I haven't.
Not a tattoo on a penis. Have you tattooed a penis?
No, I haven't. No, I would though. If somebody wants to. I think it would be really funny.
We're not getting matching tattoos.
I mean,
you asked me one time to tattoo your balls.
That's
I don't know
true.
if you remember that.
I'll still do it.
And I said yes, and then you ghosted. So I don't know if you like.
That would be painful. I think.
Yeah.
Now I got to check with my wife.
I think there's lots of
I
like.
should have done it.
I want to tattoo your. I heard you have huge balls. I don't want to tattoo your balls.
One big one.
One big one. Okay.
There was a tiny little guy.
I just have one small one.
Okay, we're going to have a little bit of a chat with Steve here in a minute. We'll just take a quick break.
Yeah, let's take a
Gonna
break.
edit out all that stuff, or
we'll
what?
get a little more serious. Yeah.
Nice.
Speedroll is one of the businesses that supports our show. They just have posters. Then I have Odin's Eye Tattoo and Piercing, Intergalactic Sauces, Pregame Sports Bar and Lounge, and Baked Turkey. Oh, and Corden Cycle and Sports.
Nice.
And then also we have Premier.ca. They did our banner printing. Stoke Screen Printing did our t-shirts. And then Precision Woodpeckers, they made that fantastic sign that we have.
We got good people around.
Yeah, we have
us.
really good people behind us and supporting our show. So just, give them a follow if you guys,
please,
somewhere around in there, you need their services, check it out.
We've kind of gotten to know Steve a little bit.
Yeah.
He likes drawing dicks. I've known him forever.
Yeah. I can't believe I told that story.
Yeah,
I kind of forgot I was on a podcast recently.
That's
the point of the show.
Point.
That's
how
we do
just
it.
to get you comfortable to be
I'm
yourself.
not a pervert anymore. I don't fucking draw dicks on stuff. I've matured.
Yeah, we don't.
Matured.
We haven't at all. No. Steve's got a big story, but I think that, like a lot of guests that we have on here, some of them come in with a dark story, and the beauty of all that I've loved about all the guests we've had is that lots of them have had a dark story, but they've all been able to come and sit here
It's
and
been in the past,
they're still here and they've come through it and done things and overcome. And so I think, Steve, honestly, like, your story of overcoming is phenomenal, and you've also always been a great friend and a man that I admire and somebody that I really have always cared for. And so I'm grateful that you're here with us. And I guess I don't want to talk the whole time about the fact that you had cancer.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a part of your life, and it's probably a very significant one, and I'd love to hear about your side of that. But but I think, like, you're so many things. Like, you're an artist, you're a business owner, you're a dad, and, like, also someone who recovered from cancer. So, like, recovering from cancer. Maybe that's a better way to put it. And I don't want to downplay that, but I also want to make sure we highlight all the other things about your life that have been exceptional and, like, that you've done great things with. So,
makes sense.
Maybe give us a quick story of, when did you become a dad?
When did I become a dad?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I thought you were getting ready to talk about cancer. So I'm a stepdad as well as a biological dad, but I became a stepdad. It would be 6 years ago.
Okay.
I actually dated Christina, who you've met.
Yeah.
Probably about 15, 16 years ago. Short version of the story is we dated when I was younger. I met her at a tattoo shop, actually, interestingly. And then we ended up not working. She got married to her ex-husband now. They had 2 kids, 2 great kids, Quinn and Lucy. So I reconnected with Christina actually on Instagram, which is...
That's how it happens
21st
now.
21st century, baby.
Yeah.
But actually, funny sub-story. I started talking to Christina again because I was a dick to Jenna, my business partner.
Okay.
She was our apprentice at Main Street Tattoo. My apprentice by proxy. She was mostly my boss's apprentice, but I used to go into her room and make fun of her. I think, me and Tim are the same age. We grew up with dry humor.
Yeah,
I'm a very dry humor person. I think anybody that knows me knows that. But I used to go in there and I'd make fun of her. And her clients didn't understand my humor. So it didn't land with them.
Yeah.
So they would say, "Oh, that guy's a dick."
That actually makes it funnier, by the way.
It's pretty funny. Yeah, it's kind of.
sure.
It made me laugh. I was like, "Oh,
what the fuck is wrong with that?"
Well, it was so funny.
Why is he such an asshole?
Good, yeah.
I think I'm being funny."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, that was a good one." I fucking made fun of her, and I'd walk out of the room smiling. And then a week later, Jenna would be like, "That person said you were a dick." I was like, "Oh shoot, I don't know what I said to that lady, but yeah, that's a bummer." So anyway, long story short, after like the fifth person said I can't remember if they said I was a jerk. Some of them said I was like intimidating, which I get. I'm a big fucking cool looking guy. But I put a poll on Instagram saying like, do you think I can't remember what I said. I should go back and check it, but it was like, do you think I'm scary? Do you think I'm intimidating?
Yeah.
And Christina saw it and she dated me, 15 years prior. And, 15 years ago, Steve, not that I'm super confident now, but I was very insecure back then, very shy. I'm still quite shy. I'm just used to talking to people now through my job. But
Yeah.
I was very shy, and she commented on it and was like, I knew you, we dated. You're a nice guy. Well, and that's how we reconnected.
Interesting.
So
That's all it took.
My asshole side, got me. But anyway, me and Christina started dating again. She was fresh off a divorce. Took a while for us to kind of reconnect. We took our time, like her kids. We didn't want to rush into it. And, she had an agreement with her ex to wait a certain amount of time. So, but I came into their lives, I believe Quinn was 3, I think.
Okay.
And Lucy would have been 6. And now she's turning 13 next month. And Quinn just turned, I'm going to get in trouble there, 10, I think. Anyway, fair. They're older. Yeah. But yeah, those are my stepkids, who I love dearly. And I got to become a biological dad just about 3 years ago. Try not to cry talking about it, but got very lucky. Cancer, missed the cancer by a little bit. Now I can't really have kids.
Okay.
But we got pregnant. I don't know what year that would have been, 2020, I guess, and then into 2021. Yeah. Another funny story. I got lots of funny stories, apparently.
Have at her.
But the day I found out we were pregnant, not that I got pregnant.
Yeah.
So I have very weird eyelashes. This is a weird segue.
Okay.
But my eyelashes, if you look sideways, they go like this instead of like this.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I've always, and
I
I never
can see
knew that until I started working with girls that made fun of me for it.
Okay.
But people at the shop would make fun of me. And so
Are they in the way?
No, I don't notice. I never knew I had weird eyelashes. I just thought I had normal eyelashes. So the girls used to make fun of me and tell me that I needed an eyelash perm.
Okay.
Because they're like, you need an eyelash perm. You'd be able to see so much better. And I was like, that's pretty funny, but I never did it. But then one day we had one of Jenna, my business partner at the shop. Her friend does eyelash stuff.
Okay.
So I had her come into the shop and secretly do this eyelash perm.
Okay.
I think I'm super funny. I thought it'd be a really funny joke, to get my eyelash perm and then go home and have these pretty eyelashes. Turned out it didn't really do much in the end. Okay. It was just you could barely tell.
Yeah.
So I did this eyelash perm. I told Christina I was working and I stayed there. Apparently you got to do it for 3 hours. It's crazy.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
They put stickers on your eyeballs. It sucks.
Jesus.
Really?
That sounds awful.
It was terrible. I had to lay there like this with stickers on my eyes for 3 hours. It was crazy. But anyway, so I rush home and I'm walking in the door and I'm batting my eyes at her and I'm notice anything different about me? And my partner's just
yeah, you're being fucking weird. What are you doing?
My partner's just I don't know. What are you doing? I don't know. You get an eyelash, she knew right away that what I was doing. So she didn't find it funny, but she says, come into the kitchen. I got to tell you a secret. I was like, all right, cool. I like secrets. And I go into the kitchen and she starts rifling through the garbage can. And I'm like, why is the secret in the garbage can? What's going on in here? What kind of secret could this be? And she pulls out like what I thought was like a pee test.
Yeah.
Like a pee strip. And I was like, I thought it was a COVID test. Sorry, not a pee strip, a COVID test. And she was like, going like this at me, like waving it in my face. I was like, I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
I was like, do you have COVID? Like, because this was...
It's a weird way to tell me.
It
you
was
have
like
COVID.
2000 whatever it would have been. He's like, you probably should tell people.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a good secret to keep. You should probably call into work sick, maybe. Depending on what you believe in, I guess. So anyway, I'm like, I don't know what it is. And she's like, she didn't want to say it because the kids were in the next room.
Yeah.
But then she was like, pregnant, she said. And then obviously we had a big moment.
Yeah.
We were both crying and...
Were you guys like,
oh no, my eyelash perm,
or was it planned
or not trying?
No, we were trying for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'd been trying for probably typical years.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
lots of practicing. All right,
lots of like watching the cycles.
Yeah, I know.
We were trying pretty hard.
Dude, like it was so funny because like when my wife was like, we had actually a hard time to conceive. So at one point. I worked evening shift, so I worked from 3 to 11:30, and she worked from 8 till 4 p.m. So during the week, some people call it the perfect relationship because we didn't see each other.
Oh no!
But then when we were trying to have a baby, she would come home for her lunch break, have a booty call, and then
nice.
I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be a fun week because she's ovulating."
Nice.
So it was fun, it was good times.
But yeah, so we got pregnant, and then. We had August in September of that year, the 29th of September, so her birthday is just a couple days away. But yeah, I mean, that's how I became a dad.
Nice.
Very happy to be a dad, too.
Yeah, so when you reconnected with Christina, were you already kind of looking for that? Were you...
Yeah.
When I got together with Rach, I was so pumped because she had,
kids,
Autumn, my stepdaughter, who I just call my daughter, but I was super pumped about it because it's something I had always wanted.
Yeah.
And then here it was I can have this.
Yeah.
This is a thing that I
deal with diapers.
Yeah.
And skip the hard.
I always am so pumped about that, but I never wanted to do that. I don't I'm not into babies. It's not my.
It's never
been an
interest.
Honestly, I think you say that, but if it had happened,
you never know. You can never know.
You just do it.
Of course. Yeah. But it didn't.
And I know you now
that
you're one of those guys that okay, well, we got to do this. Let's fucking figure out how to do it. And
you figure it out.
I have a hard time.
You would probably wear gloves and a mask and an apron, but yeah.
I know that about you.
Yeah.
It's you get pretty desensitized to gross stuff, I think, after a couple of years.
I guess.
Get shit on here.
You hang out with me all the time, so you should be fine.
Yeah, but it's different.
Get barf in your face.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I've seen the only thing that grosses me out is when babies barf in your mouth.
I had that in the summer. Yeah.
You had that?
You did that in the summer.
Yeah.
So it was pretty bad. Yeah.
I can deal with shit, but barfing in my mouth, no.
Yeah, it was pretty gross.
that I could not do.
And not my shoes, too.
I think I would have thrown my kid away at that point. Just get away from me, Satan.
Yeah, it's hard to all right.
Just got to play it cool.
Yeah.
There's a lot of barf right in the face.
Oh, man.
So you guys had your kid together.
Mm-hmm.
And so from that point, when did you find out that you have cancer? Or can you tell us
how did you find out?
How did you find out?
How did I find out? So I found out, I had a lump on my testicle. It would have been, I think, February after we got found out I was pregnant. Ah, man, I'm bad with timelines.
It's fine.
But February of that year. And then...
So this was while you guys still didn't have the baby, your wife was
September,
pregnant.
October. Well, she would have been 6 months, I guess.
Oh, wow, okay.
Somewhere around there. In February, I found a lump on my testicle. And then I actually got an ultrasound, and they told me it wasn't cancer. They told me it was calcium deposit. And, I'm not pointing fingers or whatever, because I don't know if, that guy messed up or didn't mess up. Maybe it was calcium at the time. I have no idea.
Yeah.
So in February, I had that. I honestly like walked into the shop and like high-fived. I'd be like, it's not cancer. It's kind of ironic, but yeah. And then, luckily for me, in May of that year, so maybe she would have been older than that, I guess, not 6 months, but I had something called diverticulitis.
Okay.
Do you know what that is?
I've heard that term.
It's basically just like an infection in your bowels or your intestines, I think.
Okay.
So you get little pockets of food stuck in the diverticuli.
Yeah, my brother-in-law has that actually. Yeah,
it's like seeds and stuff are bad.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, since I've been sick, I haven't
like
noticed
strawberries that has the tiny little seeds.
Yeah, any kind of seeds.
They
and
get
stuff.
stuck in there, yeah.
But if they get stuck and they turn into an infection, that's diverticulitis. Diverticulosis? One of the two.
Yeah,
I don't remember. But I had diverticulitis, I had a fever, and luckily Christina was like, you should go talk to your doctor and blah, blah, blah. So I went to talk to my doctor and he got a CT scan done for the diverticulitis. And just to confirm it was diverticulitis, which it was. And interestingly, like I think the guy probably knew that he saw something on there that I shouldn't have been on there.
Yeah.
I've had CT scans before. They've never come out after and talked to me right after and been like, you should probably go get this right away from your doctor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was like specifically like, you should probably go talk to your doctor.
Yeah.
You have diverticulitis for sure. So I think he probably knew.
Yeah, versus your doctor will contact you.
Yeah, he did. Usually they don't say anything to you. You don't hear anything.
Yeah.
They just say bye and you go home. I've had 42 CT scans since then. So he had said, get it checked, make sure it is, and then go get antibiotics. So interestingly, my doctor was on vacation at the time. So I went to a walk-in clinic, in Windsor Park, actually not too far from here, to get the antibiotics specifically. I was like, okay, I'm going to go get antibiotics, go home. No big deal.
Tackle it as soon as possible. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted it over with. It hurts, right? Like it's an uncomfortable thing in your stomach. So I went to a walk-in clinic, waited, and saw this guy, and we talked about the diverticulitis. It's embarrassing to say it on camera or on audio or whatever, but I kind of told the guy off. He wasn't going to give me the antibiotics for some reason. He kind of pulled like a weird power trip and was like, no, I think you should go on a diet, like this kind of, you go on a certain kind of diet, not that I don't need a diet, but you go on a certain kind of diet for diverticulitis that's like, fluids and soups and stuff. But I'd already been doing that to lessen the effect of the diverticulitis. So I was like, why are you telling me to do this? Like, you're not my doctor, just give me the antibiotics. So I'd already told him that it was a waste of my effing time. I said that to him. I was like, this is a waste of my fucking time. Like, you're not going to give me the antibiotics? Like, what the hell? And then this guy launches into, we should talk about your testicle. You had your testicle checked in February. And I was like, yeah, we got the ultrasound back or whatever. And it said, it was calcium or whatever, right? And then he's like, well, there's actually signs on your CT scan that you have cancer. Like, just kind of launched into it.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What are you saying? Like, I have cancer?
Yeah, drop it on me.
Like, it was so out of the blue.
Yeah.
Totally didn't expect it. And, I can't remember the whole conversation, but basically I was like, I'm going to go talk to my doctor about this, like, not you, and, like, get this figured out. And unfortunately, my doctor's on vacation for, I think, 2 or 3 more days. So I had to sit on that news. I told Christina, and I was like, oh, man, like, this could be a problem. Waited a couple more days, saw my doctor. My doctor's a really nice dude. He tends to be a little bit more, not so direct, right? And he'll be like, oh, I think it'll be fine, like, trying to talk me down. But he pulled a favor with his urologist that he knew to give me I think it was like the same day or the next day.
Okay.
So I got in with his urologist, and you do blood tests, and he did a physical exam, and he's the one that confirmed. You confirm it through certain, I can't remember if it's hormones or something in your blood.
Yeah, there's a test that they can do.
Yeah, they can detect it through your blood. And yeah, he was the one that told me, yes, this is for sure cancer. I think my number was supposed to be like 60, and it was like 3,000 or something.
Okay. Yeah.
It was very, very obvious that it was probably cancer. So yeah, that's how I found out I had cancer. And obviously it was traumatic.
Yeah, and so had you, like, I guess Christine had probably been going with you to appointments or aware of them.
Not that appointment.
No, okay.
Yeah, but after that, for sure.
So you had to go home and tell her that.
Well, yeah, that was very tough. I think, all things considered, I probably didn't really realize the gravity at the time. I was still very upset. But I think at that point in my, my awareness of testicle cancer, like I have cancer in my family, so I know it's not like a joke. But I think testicle cancer specifically, I think, there's maybe like a little bit of, I think people think it's funny, like talking about your testicles. I think it's like one of the things that guys don't like to talk about, talking about like, men's stuff. It's like guys don't want to talk about their balls, right? It seems goofy to do. Even now I tell friends to check their testicles and I go, I don't want my doctor to touch my balls. So I maybe had like a less serious idea of what testicle cancer was. And I've had clients before that had testicle cancer, and for the most part they get a testicle removed and then it removes the cancer and they're done. Yeah. So it's not that big of a deal really. But yeah, it was very traumatic. I had to obviously call Christina, very traumatic. I think calling my parents was almost worse for some reason, calling my parents to tell them, because my mom has family members that have had cancer, and my grandpa died of cancer. Yeah. So I think it was like, it was very, very emotional and very traumatic to do that. But yeah.
Guess you have to.
Yeah. What are you going to do at that point? Right?
When I found a little lump on my testicles, like I was just like, I was freaking out. Like I think you remember a few days before my doctor's appointment. And it was just scar tissue from the vasectomy that I got. Okay. But like that took like, I think a week and a half or a week, whatever the period was, I can't remember. But like that was such a fucking stress on me and my wife, and like so like I can imagine how much worse was what you went through, because it was actually confirmed. And and then now I guess the question is like, what now, right? Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's very surreal when it's happening. You definitely have like a pinch yourself, like, is this actually happening? Yeah, is it real? Yeah. So for me, I know people shit on Canadian healthcare quite a bit, but for me, I know there's issues obviously in the Canadian healthcare, but for me and my whole cancer experience, everything was so quick and precise and, very fast, and, I felt very taken care of. Like I found out I had cancer at the end of May, and by the middle of June I was starting chemo. Okay. I had surgery really quick, the following week, I think, the orchiectomy. It's called. Yeah, it was like right away. Yeah, to remove the testicle, it was like right away. And then I started chemo shortly after. Once I was like, not recovering from the surgery, they started the chemo right away. So without going into like more details, but you mentioned earlier that you said that sometimes like they remove the testicle and the cancer is gone. Yeah. I guess in your case it had spread more, so that's why you had to get chemo. Yeah. Well, no, chemo was going to happen regardless. Oh, okay. I think it really depends. Well, I guess, in my case, because they had found it in my abdomen. Oh, okay. Is I think why I had chemo versus just a surgery. Okay. I think,
had it been just in my testicle, it might have just been a surgery, but because they detected it in my abdomen, it had to be chemo and fairly aggressive chemo, surprisingly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so the first time I met you was at Tim's 1 year as Uncle
party.
Fester. Yeah.
I
you know what? Honestly, that was like, I told actually Tim today that like you could be in the next Wednesday show as Uncle Fester because you've managed that perfectly. That was a perfect costume for you.
Yeah.
And kudos to you for like, kind of take that dark humor a little bit to that level for sure, man.
It was like, when else am I going to be completely bald in my life?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know you before, but I met you as like no hair, no eyebrows.
Well, and honestly, I said I was going to do it, and then I ordered an Uncle Fester costume on Amazon, and I put it on when I was by myself at home after I had chemo, and I laughed. It's one of those
laughter is the best medicine.
I laughed
they
super
say, right?
hard, and obviously it was a dark time.
Yeah.
Having a good laugh at myself, was pretty important.
For sure.
And I still laugh at that photo. I only have one photo for some reason, but I bring it up every once in a while.
I can picture you perfectly, man.
I didn't even have to put makeup on. I was pale, and my eyes were sunken in. No hair at all on my head. It was pretty good.
It was so funny.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah. So, again, I think we talked about that. We don't necessarily want to talk about that part.
Sure.
But you went through the tough part.
Yeah.
You did the treatment and everything.
Now you're doing this at the same time you're about to have a child.
Yeah. I had a child.
Or you had a child.
I had a child by that point. Yeah. She was 6 months old. 6 or 7 months old.
Okay.
Which, it wasn't great. But at the same token, I was basically bedridden for a year-ish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not bedridden necessarily, but definitely bedridden during the chemo.
Is it low energy and
we could have a whole podcast about
the
effects of chemotherapy.
Yeah.
It's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
And the fatigue that you feel from intense chemo is a different level of fatigue. Yeah. You can't even explain it. It's you're tired. It's not that you're people, you could just watch movies all day and sleep. But it's you can't sleep because your fucking skin's crawling.
Yeah.
And I couldn't, I'm not trying to sometimes I hate hearing myself talk about it because it's it's, and then this bad happened and then this bad happened.
Yeah.
Sure.
It was I couldn't hold up a phone.
Yeah.
So it's
it's that intense.
I couldn't pay attention to a show.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it, So, me and Christina had a joke that I was just, is today just a staring at the wall day?
Yeah.
Stare at the wall all day. That was it. With my fucking crazy thoughts,
Yeah, right.
Jeez.
Yeah. All right, so we have to take a quick break. My co-host Tim had to leave suddenly, a little emergency, but he's fine. Everything's okay. But we're going to continue the conversation. So, where did we leave?
I was just lamenting chemotherapy.
Yes, that's right. So chemotherapy. So that took clearly a huge beating on you physically.
Yeah.
But also mentally, right?
Yeah.
Because here you are, you have a new baby, and usually people you want to do things together, but here you are, and you physically cannot.
Yeah.
Any help really? Yeah,
I think what I was gonna say before that, you guys asked me about having a baby when I was doing chemo, but being sick for that period of time, obviously was one of the worst things that I've ever been through. But, being able to be there with my daughter in the first, year of her life, when normally I would have been at work, right? I would have missed a lot of time with her. Not that it was, super quality time. And sometimes obviously I couldn't do anything. I couldn't really hold her even really. And, yeah, not super quality, but at the same token, like, getting to, it was motivation, right?
You could watch her too.
Yeah. Motivation.
Things, right?
Yeah. Bring her in and just have her lay with me was great.
Yeah.
So,
what's the time period from you receiving your first treatment to finishing the treatment?
I started in June, and my last treatment was at the end of September.
Okay.
So I don't know how many months.
So, yeah, 4 months. Yeah.
4 months. Yeah. I had to stop in the middle. I had to go to the hospital in the middle of, I think it was actually about 3 weeks in, I had to go to the hospital.
Just complications from the treatment, or?
Yeah, so the first cycle of chemo, I really didn't handle it well. Yeah. Not like that I didn't handle it well, but my body didn't handle it well. Or maybe it handled it too good, I guess.
Your body goes through such a shock, right?
Yeah, of course.
Because it doesn't only attack the bad cells, but it attacks your good cells.
Good cells, yeah. Yeah, I mean, maybe it worked too good is maybe what I could say. I don't know. But essentially what happened, long story short, I had to go to the hospital because I couldn't stop shaking.
Yeah.
My body was convulsing. And I ended up being, I'm going to butcher the term, but I think it's febrile neutropenia, I think.
Okay.
So I was feverish, and my body was out of neutrocells, neutrophils, something like that. Basically, I was like in rough shape.
Yeah.
So it had kicked my ass so hard that they actually made me take a week off of chemo, which was nice.
Yeah. Take a little break,
until I started again. So I had to take a break to let my immune system build back up.
Yeah.
And then I started back again. But yeah, it was about just over 3-4 months. Yeah.
Okay. And then, so obviously there's also like the recovery time from chemo, right?
Yeah.
Like is that longer than the actual treatment? Or?
That's interesting. Actually, I was talking to my client today about that. Yeah. So obviously the side effects from the medication when you're going through it are the worst side effects. I don't want to list them all because it's too much to even talk about, but some of the side effects that happen from the chemotherapy happen when you stop chemotherapy, which I didn't. Okay, yeah. I'm sure, again, I probably read that in a pamphlet somewhere, but I didn't really recognize it or realize it until it happened.
Well, it's so much information to take in when you're reading those pamphlets.
Yeah. You're not really reading, so after I stopped chemo, that's when certain things, like I lost the rest of my hair after the chemo stopped, which is interesting. I held on to my eyebrows till like the last. I thought I'd keep some of my eyebrows, but after I finished chemo, they all fell out.
Yeah.
And I also that's when I started getting neuropathy in my hands and feet. So my hands and feet are numb. My hands are back now, which is great. But my feet are still pretty much numb.
Really?
So
yeah.
They say it could take up to 2 years. So it's about 2 years now. So it'll probably just be this way forever.
Is there some like kind of I guess a rehab or like physiotherapy?
Yeah, I don't think there's no
there's no cure. It's like
it.
Nerve damage and that's it. Is that
it's
what it
nerve.
is?
I think what it is it's nerve damage, and your body has to repair it.
Yeah.
But there's no way to really, you can't force your body. I don't think
it can take, but you this much or that much.
Yeah, you could promote recovery. I think in certain exercises, but I don't think it's proven.
Yeah,
but
it'll heal itself when it heals itself.
Yeah, it's just like anything else. Yeah, like if you cut your finger and you hit a nerve, you might get that feeling back eventually. But if your body doesn't regenerate it, you're not going to get it. Right?
That's right. Yeah,
you just have a numb finger. But so I have neuropathy in my feet, and then interestingly, like nausea when you're going through chemo. Everybody thinks you're just sick all the time.
Yeah.
When you do chemo, which you are. More than the average person, but it's more like a baseline nausea that they keep under pretty good control with nausea medication. So I only barfed once when I was sick. Literally the last day of chemo I barfed, which was interesting. And then, but yeah, the nausea, I felt worse nausea after I finished chemo than I did during. So that lasted probably 3-4 months, probably.
Wow.
The nausea, yeah. I still get morning nausea, which is weird, but
okay.
I don't know if it's related or
yeah.
what.
So your daughter's growing up, and here you are recovering, right?
Yeah.
And like, what was that like at home, like with your wife and the kids? Was there like times where you felt where you're like, oh, I'm not able to provide? Like, did you hit like a dark moment in your life where like you see everybody around you moving around doing things and you can't participate or you can't help? Because obviously as men, as dads, we want to make sure that we take care of our family, right? Take care of our kids, our wife and everything. And,
it's definitely hard. Yeah.
And so like, I imagine that was, you've hit a moment or two where it's like, shit, like I'm completely useless to my family. And like,
yeah. I mean, I didn't work when I was sick, and, talking about like, not really realizing the ramifications of the chemo. I thought I'd be able to go back to work. I finished in September. I thought I'd be back to work by October.
Yeah.
That's how naive I was about it, right?
Do the treatment, quickly recover.
Yeah, quickly recover.
Everything's fine.
But unfortunately, wasn't the case, obviously. Financially it was super tough. And yeah, there's a party that's like, I'm not providing. I had to do a GoFundMe at one point, and thank God I could.
That's why I chatted with your brother, actually.
Yeah, and like my brother and my parents and my girlfriend, convinced me to do that. I didn't want to do that. I was a little bit embarrassed. Asking for money is hard, like
it is.
I never, it's just not something I ever thought I'd have to do.
It's that sense of pride, right? Like you've established yourself, and here you are. Like
and people have this misconception about tattooers that they're rolling in dough, right? Like, he owns a tattoo shop and he does tattoos. He charges blah 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 an hour. He should have a lot of money, but it's not the reality, right?
Yeah.
Nobody's.
While you work, you have money, but when you can't work,
that
money's not coming in.
Yeah,
it's just like with any job, really.
Yeah, and my tattoo shop isn't set up to make me a ton of money. It's mostly just like a business to work out of.
Yep.
But yeah, unfortunately, on top of that, the story didn't end at chemo. I knew that I might have needed surgery before I started chemo, but I think they kind of tell you like you might need surgery. So I was under the impression I wouldn't need surgery after.
Oh, okay.
But unfortunately for me, two things, I guess. During the chemo, about halfway through, I developed a cough, like a persistent cough, which, if you're immunocompromised and you already have cancer, it's not a good sign to get a cough. Typically,
anything can affect your body, right?
Well, and like it's a sign of something, right? Yeah. It's a sign that there might be something worse going on, right?
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So they take it pretty seriously. So I had to do some scans and some CT scans, X-rays to check what was going on. And unfortunately for me, they found a tumor on my esophagus.
Oh.
I don't know if I've ever talked to you about this.
No. I didn't know that.
They found one in my chest. I'm a little bit foggy on the exact details now. I know I had one under my diaphragm. But I also had one that was resting on my esophagus, in my chest, which was growing, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
They had seen it before, I guess. Hadn't told me, which is kind of weird, but, so they knew that it had gotten bigger and they were concerned about it. So once I finished chemo, I had to wait, I think it was 6 weeks. So I was still recovering.
Like to wait,
for my immune system.
Yeah, for the immune system to build up so you can have the surgery.
They essentially did it as soon as possible because of the growing tumor. But they waited about 6 weeks until my immune system was okay to survive the surgery. And I had thoracic surgery, which is like, surgery through your thoracic region, I guess. So they had to split my ribs and they took out a tumor in my chest. So I have a big, I still feel that one a lot. It's very uncomfortable, but they took that tumor out of my chest. There's like, quite a few stories I could tell just about that surgery in general, but long story short, they took it out of my chest. It ended up being a teratoma, which, just for transparency, it's a non-cancerous tumor.
Yeah.
But it's I can't remember what they labeled it, but it's something or other. So it's an unpredictable cancer cell. It's still a cancer cell, but it's not cancer. It can mutate into cancer.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So basically that it could turn into something really bad.
Yeah, it could be bad. Well, and it was
that's
growing.
why they wanted to remove it. Yeah.
It was growing and it was pushing on my esophagus. That's why I was coughing.
Yeah.
It's because I had a tumor on my esophagus. So I had that surgery. So I have a big U-shaped scar on my rib cage. They actually fucked up one of my tattoos pretty good. I'll show you after, but there's like two parts of my my whole tattoo is shifted about 3 inches.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kind of a funny party joke now, but I don't really care. But
yeah.
So anyway, I had that surgery, recovered from that surgery, and then another 6 weeks of recovery.
Yep.
Obviously, I couldn't do much because my
it's your ribs, right? Like
ribs are bad. Yeah.
Even laughing probably hurt.
It wasn't as bad as you'd think.
I'm just thinking like cracked ribs. Like I know I've never had a cracked rib, but I've heard horror stories that like laughing, coughing, sneezing, anything is like that shit moves, right?
Yeah. Kind of bearing the lead here, but I actually did break my ribs later down the line in this story too. But after the thoracic surgery, very common surgery to get after any kind of serious testicle cancer is a surgery called I think it's retropineal lymph node dissection. So essentially, it's a zipper surgery. So I have a zipper scar from here to here. So they cut you open. They take out all your insides. So they remove all your guts essentially, and they can get to your abdomen.
Yeah. And
they remove. For me, they removed 40 lymph nodes out of my abdomen, which is a preventative thing, I believe.
I guess the lymph nodes are the first ones to get attacked because it spreads easier on there.
It's something about the root.
Yeah.
So like the root of where cancer can progress to.
Yeah.
From, your testicles. I guess the next is your lymph nodes, I guess. Very common. Apparently a lot of women with breast cancer get lymph node removal as well. I know a girl that had some in her armpits removed.
Yeah, they tend to do it like right under
because it'll travel from there. Yeah. So I had that surgery, which arguably was a worse surgery than the thoracic surgery for recovery.
They disrupt your whole insides, right? So
it's a longer surgery.
Yeah.
So the thoracic surgery was about an hour, 2 hours. Or this one was about 8 hours, I believe.
Jeez, wow, okay.
So the longer you're under anesthesia, the worse it can be for recovery. So, again, I could probably tell 22 stories about this surgery, but, it took me about, I think I was in the hospital for 10 days, I think. They didn't let me eat food for 10 days, 9 days.
So just feeding IV and that's it?
That's it. Yeah. Didn't let me drink water.
Wow.
Which was absolutely messed up. Talking about mental fucking torture, that was the worst part of the whole thing.
Here, I assume you always drank lots of water because I
want to say I drink lots of water, but no, it was at the time it was torturous.
Yeah.
When you don't have, it's interesting not having meals to tie your day together, especially when you have nothing to do and you're in a hospital with people that are farting and screaming beside you.
Yeah.
Not having now at least it's lunch and I can do something. It was pretty torturous and I couldn't sleep in there. It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
So I recovered from that one.
10 days probably, it seemed like it's a lot longer.
Oh, it seemed like months in there. Yeah. It was crazy. I don't think I slept more than 3 hours in a row the whole time. I'm a really bad sleeper, so it just didn't help. But so I recovered from that surgery and then, unfortunately, I had another surgery This one luckily was like a quick one.
Okay.
Again, another story I could tell, but they missed a tumor when they did the first surgery.
Okay.
Again, I think the thing about nobody's going to tell me like they fucked up.
Yeah.
So I never got a clear story why they didn't remove it the first time. The one
There's
doctor,
another one, and we have to remove it. So.
yeah, the one guy was like, well, they didn't, I didn't know about it. And the other person was like, well, they didn't,
Yeah.
Nobody owns up to doing it. But I had to have that last surgery, unfortunately, to remove another tumor in my chest that they missed the first time. But luckily for me, that was like, after having those other surgeries, it was very minor to go in. And it was all done with cameras. So there's only like three little incisions.
Incision,
yeah, so I think I was in and out in a day, I think, for that one. Yeah. So it wasn't as big of a deal. Yeah, that was the last surgery I had, and then just been recovering since then,
Your inspiration and your strength was to be there for your family.
Yeah, of course.
How did it affect your kids? Obviously, the little one's turning 3, so
yeah,
may not remember much.
She doesn't remember. Thank God.
But with your stepkids, obviously they knew what's going on
for sure. Yeah.
And but how was that part? Like, did you find that hard to actually be around the kids, or was it more like
it is a huge mental game that you play with yourself, right? Like, I want to say that I was super motivated by my kids and my, being there for my family, but I've always been good at telling people my feelings. I'm not a super overly toxic kind of male thing, but I think I was in pretty good denial for a long time that I was not depressed. Spent a lot of years
feeling sad. It's fine. It'll pass.
Yeah, I was a very shy, lonely kid.
Yeah.
For a long time, and I think I got really good at pretending I wasn't.
Yeah. And
that carried into my adulthood.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of years single. I had relationships, but I think I was really good at, going to work and smiling and making jokes, and then going home and being really sad and lonely, not really sure how to handle it, I want to say all the right things and say that, my kids were my inspiration and that's why I got better. But honestly, it's just yourself, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm still working on it.
Yep.
If that's the full truth, I find it really hard. I think a lot of people lie to themselves. I really don't like, and I might get flack for this, but even saying cancer survivor, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that, and maybe I'm being too negative.
Yeah.
But I don't like associating with, I don't say that I'm a survivor. I don't want to identify with the cancer. I think for me, that's a weird.
Okay.
I think I've met a lot of people, and I'm not, pointing fingers. Everybody has to deal with their cancer the way that they deal with it.
Yeah.
But I've met a lot of people that made cancer their identity.
Okay.
Which I don't want to do, and that's just me.
Yeah.
I think it's great if you want to,
you're not trying to take it away from anybody.
No, of course not. Like, if that's how you need to get through it, that's your thing. But for me, I don't like, I make a lot of jokes about it,
Yeah.
Like, I mostly make jokes about it.
That's your way of dealing
if I call myself a cancer survivor, I'm typically making a joke,
which
maybe is like masking something else. But I don't really like associating with it, and I don't think, I think my motivation was just like trying not to fucking fall into a deeper hole, right?
Yeah.
It can be really depressing and really isolating being sick.
Well, it's very easy to fall into that hole even deeper and deeper, right?
Yeah. I think honestly a big motivation for me was being a good partner.
Yeah.
Like, my partner is fucking awesome. She's super solid. She has her moments, right? Obviously, like where she was, I think, the partners of people that go through cancer arguably go through just as hard of a time.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe isn't the physical toll, but mentally, it's a fucking hard thing to go through.
And I wanted to actually give her credit because I know, like, my wife went through 2 childbirths.
Yeah.
And I mean, you and I will never understand what a woman's body goes through when they give birth. And after that, there's lots of postpartum stuff.
For sure. Yeah.
So obviously she was super strong for not only for her children, but for you as well.
Oh yeah. Hugely strong.
So kudos to her. Big credit for sure.
Yeah.
And some people can't necessarily do that, right?
Oh, I'm sure a lot of people can.
Which I would never blame anybody for, like, not giving up, but like kind of not being able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a very strong person, I think.
For sure.
Like a lot of pressure was on her to do things, to 100%. Be the parent when I couldn't be a parent.
Yeah.
And,
and be a partner.
And be a partner. Yeah. There's you could get into the complicated issue of your partner becomes your caregiver.
Yeah.
And how to navigate that and navigate becoming a partner again. I think that's something we're trying to work through still. When your partner fucking gives you baths.
Yeah.
It's hard to, it's just a whole shift in mentality, right? It's like
100%.
How do you go back to,
you're feeling useless. Like you're just,
it's tough.
Like, and what do you do? Where do you go from here, right? And and having a strong partner also just kind of, I think if you realize that, like, you know what, it's okay that I'm here because you have this strong partner that's taking care of you.
For sure.
And that's what partnership is, right? Taking care of each other. Whether you're married or not, but they say like in sickness and health, right?
Yeah.
You take care of each other. So.
Oh, we're forever. Yeah. Just because we're not married. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
But I think one of my, obviously I was motivated to be a better, be a parent to my child. I'm not a psycho. I wanted to show up again for my partner's sake, take some of the pressure off her, and become a partner again and a parent again, it's tough, man. I'm trying not to cry, but it's hard when you can't fucking do anything, can't pick up your kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're watching your partner suffer and you're completely can't do anything about it, right? You're just like, well, I can't do this because I'm going to fucking faint.
Yeah.
Right?
But here you are today.
Yeah.
And now today you're able to pick up your kids.
Taking it dark.
And, but that's okay.
Yeah.
It's, in hindsight, in your lifetime, let's call it 4 years of suffering, right?
Yeah.
Here you are. You're still fighting the fight.
Yeah.
You back at work, right?
Part-time, but back at
but
work,
you're doing what you love. Because obviously, I think most tattoo artists are very happy at work because you guys do what you love doing.
Yeah.
Right? I'm comparing
Everybody
your job.
complains, but I do appreciate my job.
I'm comparing your job to my job, whereas I do it for the paycheck.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, sometimes.
And,
hate to say it, but sometimes you do it for a paycheck too. But
yes,
I understand. I love going to work. It's not a bad thing to go to work for me. I work with my friends. So
and I mean, just like a hockey player, NHL players, I'm sure they love playing hockey, but like, I'm sure they have also shitty days where like, fuck, I don't want to be here, right?
It's hard dealing with
with
populace,
anything.
Right?
But you're there for working. There for your business, there for your family, and I love that it's a great outcome so far, and I know the fight's not over, but it continues. So do you have is there like and I know you don't want to use the cancer-free term, but like, is there a term where like, okay, now it's been X amount of years after that, and now you can consider yourself cancer-free?
I mean, I think technically I'm cancer-free now.
Okay.
Like I've taken blood tests and stuff.
Yeah.
I take them basically when you finish chemo. or your whatever surgeries you've had, I guess. They put you on a program.
Yeah, it's like every X amount of months.
Yeah, you go on a schedule, so it's like every couple months, and then every 6 months, and then once a year. So I just went into the 2-year part of it, so I get to go less, and I think now it's an over the phone call instead of going to cancer care.
Okay.
I think I have 1 CT scan left.
Yeah.
Before I can take a year off of CT scans, which is great because I hate them, and they're the worst, dude. I hate CT scans. But yeah, I've never actually. People ask me if I'm in remission, but I don't actually know what that means, and nobody's ever said it to me.
Right? I mean, so what is remission? Maybe
it needs a certain amount of time to call it remission. I have no idea. Maybe somebody can tell me in the comments. I don't know if you guys have comments.
I mean, we have
smart people can tell me.
People can call in our voicemail or leave us an email. Yeah. Absolutely, it's great. Like Tim kind of mentioned at the beginning, like we don't want to focus on the bad part, but we kind of did a little bit. But I think it's also important. Yeah, it's important reality. Exactly. Like that shit happened. I can't speak on anything even close to that because I've never went through anything like that. Just like I said, I found that one lump, and
scary, I was just, man.
Like, the week or 2 weeks I was like, my wife was not recognizing me because I didn't know what to do with myself. Like,
it's tough.
I was at work sitting doing nothing for 1 full day, just like staring at the lockers, and I'm just just thinking like, okay, like my thoughts went really dark. Like, okay, what if I'm not here? What do I need to do before I do all?
Well, it's the weight, right? It's the weight that's
the weight
terrible.
To like not knowing. It's horrible. But I mean, again, even knowing now, there's a different wait period of like, okay, till the treatment, till after the treatment, till the surgery. Like, it's tough. A never-ending cycle, I guess.
And it's like the fear of reoccurrence, right?
Yeah.
It's that's a big thing. Like, I know people talk about what do they call it? Like there was some term that they had for like scanophobia, or I can't remember what it was, but it's like you get anxious about the checkups, right? Because it's like they could tell me anything, right? Like I had a couple setbacks in my recovery there, that could have been bad.
Yeah.
So you think about that a lot. I still think about it. Unfortunately, you become a bit of agoraphobic. Or no, is that the right term? Agoraphobic? Is that people? I can't remember.
I'm not sure.
Fear of dying.
Yeah.
Whatever that one is. You worry about it, right? It's like every time you get every time I get anything, I kind of worry about it, right? And I think that'll last a while until it doesn't. And then I think the thing about the whole, like, keeping it, maybe I'm not a positive enough person and maybe I should work on that. But I think I'm a bit more of a realist, I think, in my opinion on things. So I think to say that, like,
hoping for the best always is also not the best.
Yeah, there's also toxic positivity, right? Yeah. And I think if I said 2 years out that I'm not still working on it and working on getting over it, I would be lying. Yeah. And I think there's definitely positive things that have happened, and I can focus on those. Like, honestly, like, my family, very loving family, care about my whole family. But growing up, we weren't super big huggers.
Yep.
Or, we didn't say I love you that often. I love my parents to death, and I knew that they loved me. Don't get me wrong.
Yep.
They showed it in, different ways, and they said it, sometimes. But I would go to friends' houses, and they, their parents would always say they loved them, which I thought was weird. But honestly, like,
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, I just was like, why do they hug so much? What's going on here? Why are they saying I love you all the time? But, having a situation like this happen, my dad and me, have hugged more times in, a year period than we have in my whole life.
Look, because you and him, you look at things differently now.
Yeah, you go through something together. My dad was, and my mom, not just singling out my mom would hug more than my dad, but, my dad specifically, if I ever had to go to the hospital or, a lot of my cancer treatments, him and my mom would drive me, and that
they wanted to be there.
Brings you closer, right? And me and my brother, I think, we still don't say it all the time.
Yeah.
But I try to force, I maybe force it on them, I guess, but I tell my parents I love them more than I used to. And I definitely feel like there's, it's maybe a trauma bond. I don't know. And again, I'm going to be a realist here and say that I see all these stories online about people beating cancer and then suddenly they're, oh, this is the best time of my life. I'm in crazy shape and I'm doing this, but maybe it's just taking me longer mentally to get over it. But, I think a lot about getting, back to a good place, but I think I'm just trying to work on it still, and, it might take me another year or so, but it's a funk, right? It's a hard thing to get through.
Yeah.
I go to therapy and I try to do this stuff. But, I think it's a mental thing for me more than anything. I think about it a lot. It's hard not to get in a rut in your brain, right?
Well, that's why I like therapists, because they, you with your own thoughts is just
it's terrible.
Not a good idea.
Yeah, it's not.
I've tried that, and it's the outcome is always bullshit or just bad.
Yeah.
So when I did therapy, it's they're like, oh, do you think it's because of this or this? And I'm like, oh yeah, I never thought of that way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to get that different perspective outside of your head, right?
Yeah. It's funny, me and Tim had this, I think, and you had this conversation at that birthday that we were at together. Yep. And, I said, I struggle with therapy even. Maybe I'm a cynical person. I don't know, but, I struggle with the why of it.
Yeah.
I almost always, I have a good understanding of myself, I think.
Okay.
And, not to I have my own issues, don't get me wrong, but emotionally I'm an intelligent person enough to know, most of the time what my problem is. So I have a hard time with therapy because I go there and it's well, I know this about myself.
Yeah, okay.
You're not telling me anything I don't know.
Yeah.
But I always go to therapy thinking I don't have something to say, and then we end up talking the whole time and it feels good after. So I know that it's important to do.
Almost saying it out loud, right?
Yeah.
Instead of in your own head.
And there's, proactive things you can do in therapy now too. You don't just have to talk to people. We did, EMDR, I think it is, therapy. Okay. Eye movement, something.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah, which I found great, and that's interesting, and it's something that's actually proactive instead of just talk therapy, which sometimes maybe I have a harder time with. But
yeah, there are definitely different methods for different things, and
yeah. I will say too with the cancer stuff, there's the obvious things about cancer that people say. And maybe I find some of it cliche, but it's all true, right? It's obviously I feel, lucky that I survived it.
Yep.
And, it definitely puts into perspective that you're not invincible, and things can happen, especially as you get older. Things can happen.
Yeah.
You should take your health seriously. That's something I'm working on still, but,
100%.
I think appreciating what you have, and realizing that, not that you could die at any point, that's pretty grim.
But I mean, you can.
But taking advantage of the time you have and, I think people can get really complacent about life, right? And, kind of, autopilot through life sometimes, not realize that this is it, man. This is your life and you got to live it and do the things now. I think there's something that's very cliche. Put that on a fucking postcard, but it's totally true.
Yeah. This is actually a very good point, and we can pretty much end on this point, but, you've mentioned it actually, I think 3 or 4 times during our conversations that, you try to focus on the positivity.
Yeah.
And I've in the last 2 weeks, I had to get off social media.
Yeah.
There has been, I mean, overall media is nothing but negativity. You turn on the news, you don't hear success stories, you hear the shit.
Totally.
Bombing, shooting, theft, car crashes. It's just death and, you know, like just bullshit. Yeah. So like we got rid of cable and like, but like social media is just as bad. Like they're only reporting terrible. The shit, you know?
Yeah.
And like once in a while I hear like a good story, like, hey, like I fucking grew 175 tomatoes this summer.
Yeah.
Awesome, you know?
Yeah,
like,
that's awesome.
Nobody cheers that. Nobody gives like props to that.
Yeah.
But somebody says something about, let's say, Charlie Kirk or like Trump or our prime minister, you know, like fucking things just unload. People go mental about it.
For sure. Yeah.
And I'm getting tired of it. And I've had to put myself in that state where it's just like I need to take the negative and throw it in the garbage.
Yeah.
And just like focus, okay, what's good in my life?
For sure.
Well, first of all, I'm here. I'm alive.
Yeah.
I have my health. I have I somewhat of my health. I need to work on it, but you know, I'm still, but I have my kids. I have my wife. I have my in-laws, parents, you know, important people in my life.
For sure. Yeah.
And like, what's good? And let's focus on that shit. Like,
yeah.
And I think that's so important.
At least try to focus on it.
And like, there's so little, I think people overall focus so little on that part. Everyone's like, ooh, you're like, even at work, well, he's not doing his work.
For sure. Yeah.
Okay. If he's not doing his work, does that make your work harder?
For sure.
No. Yeah. Shut the fuck up. Don't worry about him.
Yeah.
That's the manager's job, you know?
Yeah.
If I have to now pick up his slack, I might say something, but
for sure.
That's the way that's the mentality I've been trying to apply is that let's focus on the good things in our lives instead of the bad things. And our one of our guests, actually, I'm going to pull it up. Glenn Damon, he wrote this book, and he does have a picture in here, and it's a very simple picture. It's just a circle.
Yeah.
With dots. So the circle is your life. The black dots actually represent the shitty things.
Okay.
Everything else, the white space, is good thing.
Yeah.
But what did you first see? The black dots.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's just it. Like that is so important. And I know I'm saying this right now, and I don't do that myself. I always focus on the black dots, but we need that constant reminder of just like really focus on the good things in our lives.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think we will be just happier overall.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I am trying to work on that still. I think it's a pretty easy, again, maybe it's just my own issues with, depression or what have you. But, it's hard for me you get caught in a pity loop, right? With yourself, 100%. And it's hard not to get out of it. There are a lot of really shitty things happen. Yeah. So I'm still trying to work through it. I think I'm better now than I was. Like, you asked me to do this when I saw you, I think, at the party, I think.
Yeah.
There's no way I could have done it.
For sure, yeah. Yeah, we chatted.
I would have cried the whole time. Yeah. I would have cried the whole time. I was, the emotions were so raw then. So I've obviously,
build up resilience.
I'm building it up a little bit, but if I'm being fully honest, like, I have some physical reminders of it that are hard to, like, it's a hard mental block for me. But I'm working on it, right? That's the thing, right? Like, work on it, keep working on it, don't give up on it.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
Exactly.
To keep trying, right?
Well, I really appreciate you joining us today, even though it didn't build. But no, I really appreciate you coming and sharing your story and your thoughts on life and just like what you went through. I know it wasn't easy, but I'm glad that everything's moving the right direction.
I appreciate it.
And I'm really glad to have met you. And I know I'm going to get a tattoo by you one day.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely come down
right
to
the front of the line.
Yeah.
Just for you.
Perfect.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
For all our listeners, please follow us on all our social media. I'll pop it up here. It's at Quiet Riot Show. Send us an email at quietriot@gmail.com. And if you want to leave us a voicemail, you can do it on our website, quietriot.show.ca. There's a little microphone, I think, or a speaker on the right-hand side. You can just click on it and leave us a voicemail. I promised I'm going to play the voicemail today of our listener that left us a voicemail, and he sent me a private message. He's like, what the hell? And I said, I'll play it today, but we're running out of time, so we'll play it next episode. But again, thanks, Steve. And as a thank you, we have a Quiet Riot Show mug for you.
Oh, my partner's going to be so mad. I have so many mugs already.
Perfect. So nice. Just, and just one last thing. Feel free to plug into this mic your business if you want to, your tattoo shop. And if you want people to follow you or maybe send you a message, then you can do so here.
Yeah. Follow me at, I've never done this before. I've heard it so many times. Follow me at Stevo666, the Mark of the Beast. Don't put the Mark of the Beast in there. On Instagram. That's where you can pretty much see my whole portfolio. You can see it on Instagram. And our tattoo shop is Bluebird Tattoo. I believe the Instagram's Bluebird Tattoo Shop at Bluebird Tattoo Shop.
I'll throw it all on.
Follow us on there too. I don't like getting DMs about tattoos. I tend to do them through email, but please, if you're curious, send me a message or say hi, and I'd love to chat with you.
Awesome. Perfect. Thanks again for joining us. And I'm going to laugh at Tim. Because this is the first time he's done that. I know. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to.
He looked pretty white, though.
We'll talk about it next episode for sure. I'm going to make fun of him.
Yeah, he was so sick.
He might have barfed. I'm actually happy that he didn't barf here, so.
Yeah, he looked pretty sweaty.
Yeah. All right. Cheers, everybody. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.
Have a good one.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of The Quiet Riot Show. We want to give a big shout out to our sponsors for making this show possible. And of course, thank you, our amazing listeners, for your support. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We're at Quiet Riot Show on all platforms. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, where you can watch full episodes of the podcast. If you're enjoying the show, please rate and review us wherever you're listening. It really helps us grow and reach more listeners like you. We'd also love to hear from you. Have questions, suggestions, or thoughts about the show? Drop us an email at quietriot@gmail.com. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time on The Quiet Riot Show.